Hi everyone, Merry Christmas. My name is Adrianis and welcome to my channel. For today's video, I am going to be showing you how to achieve this super fun New Year's Eve glam because New Year's Eve is just around the corner. Before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you can get a notification every time I post a video, which will be every Tuesday and or Wednesday. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by prepping my skin with the Master Prime by Face Studio Maybelline. This is a hydrating base. I'm going to go ahead and just put this all over my T-zone because that's the driest part of my skin. I'm going to also go in with another primer, a pore filling one. I think I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. And I'm only going to just put that right here, right in between my brows. And then right here as well, right next to my nose, because that's where I think my pores are the largest. Okay, now that my skin is primed, I'm gonna go ahead and go into my foundation. I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation in the color Buff Beige. This is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, drugstore foundation. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Morphe M439 brush and I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. Now that I went ahead and I buffed that in with my foundation brush, I'm going to go ahead and take the end of my Beauty Blender and I'm going to stamp that in for a more flawless finish. Okay, now I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the color, I believe this is Sand, but I can't, this is in the color Light. I am going to go ahead and place that underneath my eyes and in my T area, so pretty much the highest points of my face. This is actually not a beauty blender. This is a Sephora brand sponge. I do like it though. This is really just my first time using it. It was on sale for $4. Okay, for a little more brightening, especially just in the inner corner of my eyes, I'm going to go in to the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer, and this is in the color Casanova. This is really light for me, so I really use a very minimal amount of it, and I only use it in the very inner corner of my eyes to just give me a lot of brightness, especially if I'm going to be doing a darker eye look. I do like for my under eyes and just the inner corner of my eyes to look brighter so that I don't look like a raccoon. Okay, now that I've blended that in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set that with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I will be only using this for my under eyes because I'm going to go into the rest of my face with a different powder. Before I set the rest of my face, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go in with the Soleil Time de Chanel bronzer. This is a cream bronzer. It is not matte. It's a little shimmery, but it's very nice. And it's in the color Bronze Universal. And I'm going to take that, I'm going in with an e.l.f. powder brush. It's just a flat brush. I'm only going to use it to bronze on my cheeks and my forehead. I'm not going to be taking this down to my jawline because it does have a little bit of shimmer and I don't want to take that shimmer down to my jawline. I just kind of want to keep it up here. Okay. Now to set my cream bronzer, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Hoola Benefit Bronzer, and I'm going to be using an e.l.f. powder brush to go ahead and set that in place. And now I'm going to go in with blush. I'm going to be using my favorite brush. This is the Milani Luminoso blush. And I'm going to be going in with the Real Techniques blush brush and just taking that. And I'm going to place it higher up above my cheeks just so that it blends in with my bronzer a little better. This is really, really shimmery, so you can also use it as a blush topper, but I just prefer to use it for color and for a little bit of sheen as well. I'm going to place a little bit on my nose because I do like that little like sunburnt look, if I may say. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a big powder brush. This is a Real Techniques powder brush, and I'm going to lightly dust a little bit of the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder in the color Fair, and I'm just going to go ahead and dust a little bit of that all over my face just so that I can really set everything in place. But I don't want to use a sponge and go into my face because I have very, very dry skin, and so I don't want to like over powder my face. Before I move on to the rest of the face, which really just includes setting my face and highlight, I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in a little closer so that we can go ahead and get started with the eyes. Okay, I went ahead and I added some more translucent powder underneath my eyes because I am going to be working with darker colors, so I want to go ahead and make sure that doesn't ruin the rest of my face makeup. Now I'm going to go in with the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the color Medium 1 Custard, and I'm going to take my beauty blender and prime my eyelids with this. This is my favorite eyeshadow primer because I don't have to set it. I don't usually not set my concealer, especially if I'm using concealer as my primer, but I don't have to set this, and my colors will have a lot of color payoff on top of it. Now I'm gonna go in with this Lorac eyeshadow brush. It's a dual-ended brush that came in the Lorac Beauty and the Beast palette, but I'm gonna use the flatter side to go ahead and start packing color onto my eyelid. I'm also gonna be using a smaller mirror so that I can get closer to my eyes, but I will try not to get that in the shot. Okay, now I'm gonna take the same Lorac brush, and I'm going to go into the Lorac Beauty and the Beast Limited Edition palette into the color Beast Mode right here. And I'm going to pack that all over the lid and just a tad of into the crease. I don't want to go too far into the crease because I am going to take another color and blend that edge out. Now that I've packed that color all over my lid and just a little bit into the crease, I'm going to go ahead and take another color so that I can blend out the edge. I just wanted to get the most color payoff. That's why I went ahead and I packed it on. Now I'm going to be going into the Colourpop and Kathleen Lights palette. This is the Dream Street palette, and I'm going to be going into the blue color right here called Water Bearer. And I'm going to be taking that on a Morphe B80 brush. It's just a tapered blending brush. And I'm going to take this a little into the crease, not going in with a heavy hand because I want to go ahead and take another color to buff this out the very most. I'm going to be taking this in windshield wiper motions. I do want more of a rounded out look rather than a winged look. Okay, now that I went ahead and I used the Water Bearer from the Colourpop palette in my crease, I'm going to be taking this is an Essence eye blender brush, and it's just this big fluffy brush, and it's a clean brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and take that in windshield wiper motions again over the Water Bearer color just so I can get the nicest and most buffed out look. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into the color Mermaid Boy, and I'm just going to take this on my finger, and I'm going to place this right in the very center of my eye. And now I'm going to go back in with the Lorac brush. I'm not going to put any more shadow onto it, but I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. Then I'm going to go back into the Morphe B80 brush and just blend that edge out one more time. Since I'm working with such a dark color, I want to get the most diffused look. So that's why I've been going back in with all of my brushes. And I think it's especially important to go ahead and keep going in with a clean brush to the edge if you do want to get the most diffused look out of these colors. Now I'm going to go into the very center of my lid with this Sephora glitter pot in the color Emerald Envy. But first I'm going to be taking this concealer brush and just applying just a very, very minimal amount of glitter glue onto the very center of my eyelid because I've never worked with this glitter before. So it's best to just always be safe and use a glitter glue. I'm trying to get more of like a halo look with this, so I'm going to be taking it just a little higher up. Okay, I actually decided to take this in all the way to the inner corner just because I do like the color of the glitter, so I think I just want a little more. So go ahead and do the same thing. It's best to stamp it on, that way you get the least amount of fallout, but this glitter does work well with a glitter glue, so I would recommend going in with that. I actually got this packet of glitters and it comes with 4 and they were on sale at Sephora for $7. And it comes with a pink shade, silver, gold, and then this like beautiful emerald color. So I would highly recommend. Now I'm going to go back into the Beauty and the Beast Lorac palette and I'm going to be going into the color Swept Up. I'm also going to be using the same Lorac brush that I used for the color Beast Mode because I just want to go ahead and deepen the outer corners of my eye. Now I'm going to be going in back with the Morphe B20 brush and once again buffing out that edge. Going back into the Colourpop palette, I'm going to be taking this lighter silvery blue color right here. This is called Kaleidoscope, and I'm going to be taking it onto just this very, very tiny flat shader brush, and going to be using this to highlight the very inner corners of my eye. It's like a silvery color that has a little bit of a blue iridescence, so it does do the highlighting. But it also gives me a little bit of that nice blue color, which is what I'm going for. Now I'm going to go in back with the same Lorac brush, and I'm not going to be adding any more shadow to it because I don't want to make my under eyes too dark, but I'm going to go ahead and buff the same colors that I had used previously on it, which were Beast Mode and Swept Up from the Lorac Beauty and the Beast palette, and buffing it underneath my eyes so that I can connect the blue from up here to my bottom lash line. Now I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Master Precise eyeliner in the color black, and I'm going to be aligning my lash line, just a very, very thin line to hide the lash band. This eyeliner is great, and it's pretty much the only eyeliner that I use anymore. And I used a few Kat Von D liners, some Sephora liners, some Makeup Forever liners, and I think it is by far my favorite. I'm going to go ahead and add my lashes and do the other eye off camera, and then we're going to go ahead and come back in to finish the rest of the look. Okay, now that I have gone ahead and completed the other eye and added lashes, I added some Ardell mini wispies. I'm going to go in to my bottom waterline with this Pixie concealer stick. This is great to line your waterline, especially if you like that look of a lighter color in your waterline to open up your eyes. It's long lasting. I do set it with a powder, but it's very, very bright and long lasting. I'm going to go ahead and set that with a Ben Nye single shadow in the color Vanilla and this flat angled brush. And I'm just going to press this in to that color just so that I can get the most wear out of it. And it isn't, although without it, it is still great, but just because I have darker colors on, I don't want to leave it without being set, because then I run the chance of the darker colors just attaching to that liner. Okay. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and take the Urban Decay All Night Setting Spray and set my face. I don't want to wet my eyes too much. And I'm going to take the end of my Beauty Blender and press it into the parts of my face where I put the most powder, except my under eyes. Okay everyone, and that's it for this week's video. I hope that you liked the video and this makeup look. Be sure to tune in next week for a new video, and don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you can get a notification of all of my new videos. I will also be leaving my Instagram handle down below so that you can go ahead and follow me, and I'll see you next week. Bye everyone.